Dumelang le kae? Re teng class alphating. Hi and welcome back to the channel. Come closer. Class is in session. Now today I'll be talking about influencers and businesses, right? They have this attitude and mindset when it comes to businesses. Put my name and face on it, it's going to sell. Biggest mistake, right? You are not Kim, you are not Bonang, right? Now, you need to understand one thing. Their products don't make sense to the audience and themselves. Don't get me started with the services, as well as there's no thought behind the product. And there are two influences I'm going to use in this instance, right? The first is Somizi. Now, Somizi has a clothing line. He sells two pieces, I think, for adults and children, right? Now, when we look at Somizi's brand, we do understand that majority of his followers are women, and obviously women, majority of them do have children. Now the problem starts here, right? Somizi, clothing line for kids, right? It has this big diamond in gold, right? And it's written his name, Somizi. Now, honestly, if I had to have a baby, my little cocomelon, one day, I wouldn't want my child to wear that. As a parent, no. I want my child in cartoons and little things like Frozen. What do you call this, guys? I'm so lost. What did we wear? Anything in cartoons and colorful. I'd want my baby to wear that one day, right? But not what he's selling. And now you can tell that a lot of people are not buying his product simply because they can't relate to him and the product as well. Now he's giving it away to celebrity friends as well as people he see online. The second influencer is Kayams, right? She's good at makeup and hair, and she opened her own hair salon and it's closed down. She announced this week that this past week that we she closed down simply because just because you're good at something, it does not mean you need to open a business in that specific skill, right? This is what happens when influencers turn their hobbies into businesses. Duplicating long standing businesses as your own is the new trend in the influencing world. Now, copying big standing celebrities and well known brands is becoming a norm. You are not the blueprint, my darling. You need to acknowledge that. Now, don't get me started with the prices. The prices are ridiculous, right? Yes, you are investing in this project, but let's be honest, you did not create the original idea. And we all can tell where you got it from. The Kardashians. Sorry, I'm joking. You get what I'm saying? So, in a nutshell, what am I saying? Influencers start businesses thinking they can make quick money without investing their full potential in it. When you look at the products, they don't make sense at all. Funny fact, let me come back to this, right? The fact that I'm talking about money, they are very pricey when it comes to their products, right? And the one influencer I'm going to talk about is Lerato Mumalo, right? She sells this pajama onesie thing, right? And she also sells pajamas for kids. I think I saw it on the website. And she sells it for 1.2. 1.2. I saw that at Shein. I think I saw it on Shein and Temo. And I was thinking, I will go to Small Street in Johannesburg downtown. And I promise you, I'll get a thing for 400 Rand. But I will talk myself out of that 400 Rand and buy it for 350 at most. But she's selling it for 1.2. Why? I am not buying it. I am not crazy. Do you understand why I'm saying these influencers have this cash grabbing mentality and mindset? You're starting a business. In the first year, you are expecting to make millions. Jokes write themselves out, right? Now, how legitimate are influencer businesses? That's the big conversation, right? Now, here are some of the business ideas that these influencers specialize in, especially in the influencing industry. The first is definitely makeup, right? And Mihlali sells makeup. So anything from lip gloss, blushes, eyeliners, you name it, right? The second idea is definitely hair, right? Whether it's short hair, long hair, different colors, they do. I remember seeing Dominique in a video at a hair salon where they sell hair, and the prices were scary. 12,000 for hair. Me, I'm not buying myself hair for 12,000. You get what I'm saying? And then the third idea is definitely beauty clinics. Now they specialize in skin treatment, facials, etc., etc., right? I think Lebo owns one. She opened one recently, and I think Tuli went there. I think I saw that. Yeah. And then the next idea is clothing lines, right? Now you have Lerato underscore M who sells gym gear. Then you have Big Naz who sell Legos inspired dresses. Then you have Tabudi, who sells lounge wear, right? And then the last one, who's selling? Who's selling? Okay, I forgot. And then the last idea is definitely alcohol. Anything gin, they sell that. Now the big question is, right? Um, they didn't create the original ideas or the businesses. Now, how legitimate are their businesses or products? Can we trust their businesses and products? That's the question, right? And personally, for me, I'm not gonna lie, I think most of these influencer businesses are a scam. I do think that they are high profile scammers because, guys, you can't sell something and then you don't use it, you hardly post about it. Let's be honest, in the beginning of the business they will post, they'll make a noise, but give them 6 months to a year, they completely forgot about the business, they're not posting. Do you know that sorry, I'm in a hurry, I'm getting hot. Do you know that Boiti sells ciders? When last did you see a post? Throughout the festive Rihla December, people were drinking, she hardly posted. So this is what I'm talking about, to say that how legitimate is or are the businesses that these influencers own. In this video, I'm going to include celebrity businesses as well because I do not trust them and I do feel that they neglect the audience or the customers most of the time, right? I'm going to give you an example. I remember the first time I supported an influencer celebrity. It was Bonang Mateba. I bought her book from A to B, yes. And unfortunately, the book had a lot of mistakes. I was angry with myself. I couldn't understand why would she allow this, or why didn't she proofread the book before, you know? And then from there on, I was like, no, influencers, whatever they do is just for show, right? It's for Instagram. It's for the socials, right? Because how will I sign off products and let it go to people before I use it? Do you get what I'm saying? Even if it means I give it to my friends to try it out for 2-3 months, depending on the product, in order to come back with feedback before embarrassing myself to the public. So that's why I always say that they are high class or high profile scammers in my case. Right? So today I have time. I'm going to go through a list of influencers who own businesses. The first is going to be Mihlali. She sells makeup. Then we have Londi London. She sells braids. Then we have Lerato_M. She sells gym wear or gym gear. And then we have Lerato Ngumalo. She sells pajamas and loungewear. Then we have what's her name? Dineo. She sells almost like Skims lookalike swimwear or underwear, right? Then we also have Big Nans, who sells Lagos inspired dresses. Then we have Gorgeous Mbali, who sells hair products for kids. Then we have Gorgeous Matapela. I think she has a logistics or a flower company, something like that. She's always posting roses. Then we have Ndoiseni or Ndoisile. Yes, sorry guys, I'm bad with names. He sells hair. And then the last one, who's the last one? Then we have Somizi, who sells clothes. Then we have Bonang, who sells alcohol, House of B&G. Then we have, as well as, I'm thinking on top of my head, guys, we have DJ Zintle, who sells jewelry and handbags. Then we have DJ Spoo, More Fire. Then we have Casper Nyovest, who sells gin. Then we have Pearls, who also sells gin, right? Now, all of these people, whether it's celebrities or influencers, right, they have businesses, right? And in most cases, they don't even post their businesses. The only people that I can give credit, I'm not going to lie, is Bonang. It's DJ Zintle and definitely DJ Spoo, who post their businesses, right? Now, in all of this, I just want to ask you this question. How legitimate are these businesses, right? Are you buying these products? That's the most important thing, because we are all followers and subscribers of these influencers or celebrities. Are we buying the products? How are the prices? Is it affordable? Do you go to the shops or stores regularly? How's the service? Can you get to the physical location of the shops? And in general, are we supporting them? And do they produce or give us good products or services in this case? That's the question, right? Because to be frank, I've noticed one thing about influencers, and it's kind of funny, right? They'll be wearing other people's names and designer brands like Gucci, Chanel, you know, and Versace, but they never wear or use their own products. How do you expect me to use your products or services when you don't use it yourself regularly? It does not make sense to me, really. And that's one thing I've noticed about them, to say that they really don't care about the products. They just want the money. They just want quick buck, and they don't invest in the products. They don't invest in the services they provide, you know? And lastly, guys, we need to discuss why most influencer business and celebrity businesses don't make it past 5 years. Why do they fail so quickly and they don't last long, right? They tend to mistake popularity as a business module, and in most cases it's not, right? They are struggling to make sales, they are struggling to reach target, regardless of the million followers they have, which does not make sense to me. But listen here, turning followers into customers is the most difficult thing you can ever do, right? With that said, please share your thoughts on this. What do you think of our influencers businesses? Do you think it's good businesses? Do you buy the products? Do you enjoy the services? Or they just high profile scammers in this case? Please don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and share. I'll see you on the next one.